Whoa, that was like the longest intro. So I wanted to welcome the trading champ, whose name is Champ. He is from Texas, graduated high school about 2 years ago, does real estate as a full-time job, entrepreneur, day trader, part of a Discord. So, I mean, dude is crazy busy. And I found him because I saw his trades and he was transparent. He was like, listen, rough day in the market. I got fooled. And I'm like, I tell people when it was a rough day and I got fooled and why I got fooled. So yeah, I wanted to talk to him. So he's here with us, which is cool. Hey, Carlos, can you send out a message to all of our Discord, letting people know we're live just in case? So I'm on a Discord. It's called 349 Trading, and you, sir, are on a Discord as well, correct?
Yeah. Oasis Alerts. That's us.
Okay, and you have a couple different partners.
Yeah. So right now I partnered with my real life best friend. His name's Britton. And we have a combined total, I believe, of like 34,000 members. I think is what we're at right now.
Okay.
And we've been in business since January 2021.
Okay, so you've been in it for well over a year, well over what I've done. But that's pretty cool. And how did you get started, just so everybody understands? Was it pandemic related?
Yeah, so it was pandemic related a little bit. So just to bring it back, when COVID happened, I was actually in high school, right? So my graduation got canceled. Like we had like a graduation, we started graduation, but like the rest of high school got canceled at that point.
Right.
And I was already like kind of an entrepreneur, not like official business, but I was always selling stuff in school. Like I would go get candy before school starts and sell all my candy at school, all those things. And one of literally my best friend, Britton, he came to me and he wanted to do something, with involving entrepreneurship. And we decided, we wanted to. I was working for another Discord owner at the time named Mr. 4 to 8. He has about 100,000 followers on Instagram, over 1 million on TikTok. I was his social media manager for I don't even know how long. And I was like, I actually like this business model. I'm pretty decent at trading. Like, why not? I would like to do this and see if I can make an income out of it. And now we're at 30,000 members and we're killing it. So it's been going great.
Dude, that's awesome. And then I also started following you because one day you said, hey, I just closed on a house. And I was like, oh my God, this guy has a real job, a day job. A lot of the people that follow me have real jobs and they're like, I just don't have time. I can't watch your videos. I can't plan accordingly. So having a day job, no matter what your age, being a young guy like yourself or much older like myself and almost dead, how do you plan accordingly? Like, do you put in your homework at night? Do you do it morning pre-market? I
feel for some people that have the everyday 9 to 5 with trading. It's tough. It's not an easy thing to do. I'm blessed enough to where, I don't even have an office in town. I have an at-home office. I actually enjoy being in my own, area and, not having to drive every morning. I could literally come work literally right out of bed, right? So those things do help. I'm on the computer all day, every day. So if I have a call and I'm like live on Discord, I just take that call. And always put real estate first, even though I make more money trading and doing those things in my businesses. Real estate's always first because that's my long-term one of my long-term goals in this area. Yeah. So it is tough, but if you're not willing to put in those extra hours, even let's just say not even trading, right? Let's just say you want to start your own business and you are in a 9 to 5. Well, if you work 9 to 5 and you're working for a real job and you get paid a salary, you have to leave home, you can't work from home. If you really want it bad enough, you could work after work. And that's what I was doing right after I got to high school, before I started trading full time. When I was working at a little crawfish shack, I was working like 45-hour weeks, I would say. And I was still coming home to work on my business as well every day. So I think it's sacrifice is what it is. And a lot of people don't have that drive, but if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, trader, anything, you're going to have a drive like that. So it's going to
happen. So, I mean, I love to validate your point because I always tell people, just put in the time, put in the hours. People say, how do you trade options? I say, okay, I made an options video. He's got an options video. He's got an options video. I made one with unusual options activity. I'm sure you have that on Discord. We have it on ours. Unusual Wells tweets it out, right? So people have to learn how to trade that. Okay, I guess the SPY is dropping, so maybe we should just split screen just to show everybody, because I see you're busy at work doing some stuff, and so am I. So let's just bring up the SPY. Let's go down to a 1 minute chart just so we can see we got a quick spike probably like 7 minutes ago to 375. Looks like it was going all the way up. See, that's what the market does. I love the fact that it's dropping because that means I actually could be correct. Where did you guys go on my StreamYard? Up there I am. Okay, excellent. Now I'm back. Sweet. So, I mean, how do you think the SPY is going to finish up today? What's your thought process going into tomorrow and Friday of trading? Just out of curiosity, since we have.
So what I'm thinking here is I've, on my time frames, we have those two gaps above us to fill to the upside, but we also created a gap to fill to the downside now. SPA's looking pretty weak here into the end of the day. We actually just broke under VWAP and closed on a 5-minute candle under VWAP, so that's pretty bearish as well. It looks like we're heading straight down. Which is a good sign. Probably down to 374.15 by close, or around that area, 374.15, 374.50.
Yeah, well, 375 is a good support line or rejection line. So if we break that, we might, who knows? 371 is the next level down. So if my man says we're going to 374, we might be going to 371. If it doesn't happen today, are you thinking it happens tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Like the continuation of today happens how we kick off tomorrow, unless there's some news, right?
Yeah, so I think we see more downside, but I was actually originally bullish for the week itself, right, only because of we hit that 200 EMA on the weekly, which is a very crucial level for SPY in the recent past events of crashes and stuff like that too. The only time we haven't bounced off in the past, let's just say like 6 years, was COVID crash, went straight through that 200 EMA. But I think that I'm actually really bearish on SPY long term here. I still think we have lower to go before we see a push up. But as in tomorrow, I think we'll consolidate into tomorrow. I don't think tomorrow will be a crazy day on either side of things.
Yeah, selling's been pretty strong. Okay, yeah, no. So I just wanted to get back with you. So it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm just going to get rid of that chart real quick because I am like the all-time bull. I always want to be able to tell people things are getting better because it makes me feel better. If I tell them the market's going to get better, and it does, it makes me feel super. Now, I realized my mistake because I would always tell people, let's pick the bottom and it'll recover. And then we had multiple days where we just end up at a worse spot, which now that I'm a bear, because I was like you, I actually flipped over the weekend. I'm like, I'm going to stop fighting the trends. I started, I'm like, I'm just going to ride it down. If it spikes, I'll buy the puts on the spike, and I'll ride that until it doesn't work anymore. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately.
Yeah, I think, especially, I was just telling Britt the other day, my business partner, I trade with him a lot. We were just talking about it. Like, it's hard to really be bullish or bearish right now. I mean, overall, like from my chart right now, if I'm looking at the 1 hour chart, SPY just looks bearish. Even though we broke out that downtrend, I think we retested or fall through it.
We're dropping now.
And so
this is great.
I think it's kind of tough. I just trade the trend now. Like whatever the trend's telling me, that's what I'm playing. I haven't really been. I usually make watch lists every day for either my followers or my Discord members, and it's been really tough right now because every morning we gap up or down, so it just ruins everything. Like it invalidates.
That's exactly it. So here's my pet peeve with watch list people, which I think is cool because you guys are always right. Well, that's the one catch. You're always right.
Yeah.
But like, it's hard. Like if you gap up and now you're already in that buy zone, are you waiting for the dip to rebound, Pat, or is that dangerous? And let me just stop right there because let me just show this here. This is the small account challenge. If you can see, it was actually red about an hour ago, and now it's up about 40% in the 2 days. So let me just say, when it was red, I was like a retail trader saying, well, fuck, I can't take any more of this. If it drops red, how am I leading people in some challenge and I'm selling at a loss? So I said, okay, well, the algos are flopping. It's changing. I'm going to hold on to this position. So I'm glad I'm right. I usually shoot a live stream and I'm explaining what I'm going to do to average down the next day. So it'd be great to be able to take profit starting out this challenge. Please continue with what you're saying.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I just haven't stopped going against the trend. Whatever the market tells me to do, I do. And with the watch list, you're right. It's kind of like you can't really be wrong with the watch list. But I try not to advertise too much about the watch list. I don't want to seem like I'm just some guru, right? Because I'm just giving you.
Now, does your watch list change, or do you stick with the same stocks? Like if you're like, hey, NEO, AMC, and AMD, do you do those a couple times, or will you flip it and all of a sudden tomorrow morning come out with something new?
No, I pretty much stay in the same sector. I play a lot of tech,
Okay.
which recently tech's been pretty easy to play on the downside of things, right? Tech's going
Mhm.
down, oil's going up.
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit of oil stocks as well. I like oil stocks, tech stocks. I also like the energy sector sometimes. I haven't
Okay.
been playing it recently just because of market conditions, but the
You
number
mean
one thing I
XLE?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just, some people, will have their favorites or
Yeah,
what have
yeah.
you.
But I normally my main stocks that I play are SPY and QQQ. Those are the two mains, and then I play a lot of tech stocks. I play a little bit of retail too, but
Okay.
that's it. Mainly tech, retail, and
Okay,
SPY and
so you're
QQQ.
ETF focused though. So your direction of the market, you're not like I'm going to hop into Neo because I think tech and Nasdaq could do well, but also Neo has some numbers coming out. You're not playing that stock. You're more QQQ, SQQQ,
Yeah,
UVXY, the VIX, the
yeah.
SPY.
Usually, now there are times like where today I was gonna play Rivian, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't even get to see what they did today, but they ran up yesterday,
I
so I was
guarantee
like,
it followed Tesla. It was probably off the hook in the morning, and then it just curls
yeah.
around and looks like a bell.
But like sometimes if there's certain news or certain events happening, I will play other stocks. But day to day basis, I'm mainly playing SPY and QQQ or like just tech in general.
Okay, and then going into the market day, like this morning, I drew out this horrible chart with my pen here, and I was like, okay, because I was in puts, and I was like, okay, we're down pre-market, so I'm just going to sell the first chance I get, and then we'll probably spike, and at some point later in the day, I see a huge sell-off, and we might even end up lower. So, do you draw it out for yourself? I mean, going into the trading day, are you saying, here's what I'm thinking, and here's what will confirm it for me?
No, not at all. Actually, I think everybody has different trading
Yeah.
styles, which is great. My trading style is that I strictly just watch the levels that we see pre-market and the day before. So, I obviously have predictions, and I'll post my predictions
Mhm.
sometimes for my Discord, and try to show where I think it's going to go. Most of the time not right because that's really difficult to always
Yeah.
guess. Exactly. But I don't know. I like to just see what happens the day of. I don't really like to draw stuff out from the morning before except trends. So, but
Yeah.
everybody has their own trading styles
No,
though.
no,
So
we
it just
mentioned
depends.
predictions. So I give everybody these charts that I make up. So today on the SPY, I said 378, 370 on the low side, 378 on the high side, which I nailed. So I always give two predictions, but they're
Okay.
pretty close, 8-point range. I think we hit that exactly. And then on the QQQ, I was a little off because I thought 7-point range, 277 on the end, 285 on the high. I
Yeah.
combined the wrong ones, but pretty accurate. I was looking to get out of some QQQ puts. So I make up 3 different charts, but all 3 had exits. Even in a bullish scenario, it was
Yeah.
time to get out. So that was a good one.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that I don't, like I said, I don't really prepare in that kind of way. I'm more of like I just watch levels. I really just trade levels and supply and demand. That's my two biggest things. So,
Okay, now when are you most active? And I'll give you an example. I try to stay away from the market between 9:30 and 10:30 because it could fool you. And if I'm suggesting something, I don't want to say I see demand and then it disappears. Is there a time that
yeah.
you like to trade best?
So Eastern time, yeah, 9:30 to 10:30. I don't usually trade. I usually just watch the market 9:30, 10:30, or do some real estate stuff, while also watching the market.
You're a
But
morning person because you're up early.
yeah, I try to be. Sometimes I have trouble with it, but when
I
it
love
comes
it.
to the first hour of the market, I'm not watching, or I'm watching, but I'm not playing anything unless I see
Mhm.
something that's really good or like that I really think is going to go. But most of the time from let's just say Eastern time. Sorry, I'm Central
Yeah,
time.
you're
So,
2 hours, right? No, you're 1 hour
yeah,
behind.
yeah, yeah. So for me, it'd be 8:30 to 9:30. I don't trade, and then 9:30 to about lunch, I'll trade. I usually don't trade after lunch
Okay, well,
much.
that's listen. Coming from Wall Street, that's the most active time. Most active time traded in the market, besides from 9:30 to 10:30, is your 10:50 to like 11:15 slime side.
Yeah,
So that's why
yeah,
I tell people watch it during those 20 minutes, and sometimes at 11:15, when the traders are finished executing their trades, they'll take off the next 10 minutes. They'll go get coffee, they'll go for a walk, they'll do whatever they do.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's usually like a fake out around 11:15. If the
So
market's getting ugly, it'll all of a sudden rebound. If the market's strong, all of a sudden it'll be sold off because they stopped their buying.
yeah, no,
So
I get
that's
it.
something I look for.
I definitely agree. It looks like SPA's actually about to go up right now. It's looking like we got a tweezer pattern on the 5 minute that is formed in the past two candles, but we're gonna see. It's gonna have to get back above VWAP, but we'll have to see.
Girl, let me bring it up because I'm looking at some point during the day. I start just looking at my account balance when it gets
Yeah.
because for me to factor in the price action based on the volatility because the IV is going up, but the price of the ETF is going down. Sometimes it gets a little crazy. So let me just pull up the chart here. Let me get that going, get that out of the way. All right, so we got a one. Let's go to a 1 minute and see what we got. All right, so there was some buying about 4 minutes ago, decent volume, and they sold into it at 375.30, which kind of makes sense. Again, 376 is rejection. So in my mind, there's no doubt the next level we've got to see 372 at some point before we see the next level higher. So whatever happens or however we close it out at 375.09, I think 372 is in the cards tomorrow. Which is fine with me. I would be very happy because then I can exit out of positions. So here's a question. I like to exit out of a position in the morning, and then I wait for the perfect time, in my opinion, to get back into maybe even the same position, but whatever the new position is. I don't like to trade too many positions. How many different contracts would you trade at one different time? Are you
I trade one at a time. So I like if I'm playing spot or if I'm playing anything, I'm only trading one. If I'm day trading, now if I have like a swing in there, I'll keep it in there, obviously. But if I'm day trading, I'm only day trading one.
All right, so you're trading the SPY today. Are you trading expiration today, Wednesday, or are you going out till Friday or Monday?
It really depends. So I'm always trading week of expiration usually. The latest expiration I usually trade on SPY is the Friday, the closest Friday.
Right.
Now there's times where I do trade 0 day till expirations on SPY and QQQ depending on how confident I am. I might I call them a lotto. And we've hit some pretty big ones on that, but it's obviously a lot more risky to do that. For the past 2 weeks, I've only played 3 day out or more. I've not played any 1 day or 0 day till expiration.
I've learned my lesson, and speaking from experience, I can tell you you're learning it a lot quicker than I am. It's awesome to be able to tell people, dude, I just returned 800%. But it's so cool as well to say I returned 250% and you weren't shitting yourself because there was a chance you could have been wrong. So,
and you can't with this market and how choppy it's been, your contracts are just going to get destroyed. Let's just the other day, and oh my gosh, the hourly on SPY, we are just getting.
I'm assuming it's dropping because my account keeps going up. So.
Yeah, it's dropping. But it was, I don't know. That's just. With the market the way it is and how choppy it is, it's hard to hold these 0 day till expiration contracts because the second you buy them, you're down 40%, and it's like, holy.
Listen, I couldn't agree with you more, and I like to call or think I got a great entry, and it makes me absolutely insane that I'm like, okay, here it is. I'm gonna buy them for 78 cents, and of course they shoot up to 98, and I'm like, okay, I was looking for $1.50, so I'm gonna hold, and all of a sudden from 78 to 98, I'm now at 54 cents, and I'm going, whoa. 90 cents. I want 90 cents for it. Wait, give me 90 cents. So yes, it's crazy, but I realized if I just go out 2 or 3 days and I generally call a specific range and it hits the range that my trades are successful. So I would like people to be less risky. In fact, that's what I used to preach to. What would be the best thing you could tell a newbie? The number one rule.
You should start if I had to tell someone that's just starting, there's 2 things. So one is to start off paper trading. I really try to preach that. I think even if you find a Discord that you like, free or paid, or you find a Twitter guy that you like or somebody that you like that you want to get alerts from, or you don't because you don't know enough, start paper trading. Learn how to do that stuff before you put your own money into it. I bet you could, if you work a 9 to 5 especially, I bet you could paper trade for 6 months and save up enough money in those 6 months to where you can have a pretty hefty account and start playing, because you know how it is. The lower you start, the lower amount of money you start with, the more risk you're going to have to take in every trade. Unless you want to wait however long to get your portfolio up, right? Especially when you're using Robinhood. But cash accounts and building up that portfolio before you start using it and actually learn with fake money. Because out of high school,
I guess that's the most amazing idea that I've heard. Save your money for 6 months. Paper trade. If you're losing, save your money on the sidelines. I've told people to paper trade before and make sure you understand. Make sure you understand entry and exit and what you're looking for. But that's the most genius thing I've heard of. It's the most simplest thing. Rather than putting in 100 or 200 and trying to hit that home run, paper trade for 2 months, paper trade for 6 months, put the 2, 4, you'll have $1,200 on the side when you're ready to trade. That way you don't have the stress or the pressure like, I've got to nail this because I only have $100.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, dude.
I think when I first got out of high school, actually this is whenever COVID happened. I didn't even graduate yet. I was 18. I turned 18. I actually turned 19 my senior year of high school. And so I saved up some money I think I saved up about like $6,000, I think is how much it was. Maybe like $4,000 in high school, and put it into the stock market, right? This is right after the COVID crash happened. I thought I was a genius. I put all my money into like all these little stocks and like
stocks, right? You weren't even options.
Not options.
Imagine if you had played options.
Yeah, that would have been
clear over a couple million.
Exactly. And so I lost every dollar because I let it get up to 12K, and then I just started being an idiot. And like I wish I would have paper traded first and learned how to trade and learned what I know now. And then now I couldn't imagine how much money that I would have to put in there and to really do something with. So it's big regrets. And I try to preach that paper trade.
No, it'll come. We had a guy on our platform. He traded 2,500 up to like 5,000 down to $84. And then he started trading one contract at a time. And he had $84 within 5 months. He was up to 20,000. He closed out the year at 50,000.
That's crazy.
From $84.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah, now he does his own Discord. So, I mean, everybody graduates, right?
Yeah, we get a lot of hate for having a Discord, but that's what it is.
Yeah, so tell me about all the hate that you do get, because that's crazy. I see comments, and I've never seen you make an ill will comment towards anybody. Most of your comments are helpful. Like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I traded. This is me exiting out. And then I'll see someone saying like, hey, I didn't see you exit out. You're an idiot.
Yeah. It's pretty tough. I've kind of gotten used to not really caring about it as much anymore. But when I first started, dude, it was really tough to stay away from the hate. And we get a lot of hate for losing. I actually get a ton of hate if I lose a trade, which I get, right? Like, it's everybody's money. It sucks. But I mean, my wins outweigh my losses always. And I think what happens is that, like, I think it was last week, I had a pretty bad like week in general. This is like probably the worst week I've had trading in like since 2021, right?
You said you're a little bullish and the market had its worst week, so it's
exactly.
Yes, tell me your story.
And so it was tough, but I think if you want to do what you want to do, like, for example, I get a lot of hate for having a Discord and charging. They're like, well, if you make so much money off trading, why do you have a Discord? And I'm like, because I put in 10 hours a day on this thing. Like, I can't, like, as much as I love helping people and I love giving free content, I always give free stuff out. I give a bunch of free plays out. There's a limit there to where, like, I deserve to get paid as well. And not to mention, I have like 12 analysts that work for me and like 6 other employees that work for me right now. And so I have to have the money to be able to pay them without being just straight up overhead with no profit, right? And not to get me wrong, the Discord does well, but I think I get a lot of hate for having to pay Discord, and I don't know. That's probably the one that makes me the most.
Let me be a judge. So you mentioned you have like 30,000 Discord members. I'm assuming 30,000 free. How many on the paid? Probably like 12%. I'm thinking 35.
I can't disclose. I just
can
have.
Can I guess?
A
range.
I can't like.
Okay. It's a terrible idea.
I can't disclose anything.
Sorry, I like to make predictions, so I don't want to get you in trouble, bro.
No.
Let's go to the market. Let's switch topics.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's go to the market. We've got like 7 minutes left. Ooh, so you were correct, because look, they look like they're buying up. You said that could happen. They could have an end of day reversal. It's pushing this level right here of 375.30 that we spoke about. That's exactly where we are. Okay, and the buying's there. The buying is pretty intense compared to the selling prior to that. So, how do you think we end the day? Do we end it at 376, or do we come down to 370, 375 again? What do you think?
I don't think we go past 376.
So you think it might reject 376? Which
I think it's going to reject and close.
Yeah, I mean, we're 40 cents away right now, but it definitely should reject. I mean, I love how the market will take 3 hours to do something, and then in the span of 3 minutes, it will reverse everything that it's done for the last 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm thinking 376 is the top. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, if it does go over, I mean, it won't go over 376.48 for sure. But I think we reject right here a little bit once we hit the CMA cloud, and then we're gonna close and we're gonna consolidate there. So
Yeah, and these are institutions that are basically taking large block trades at the end of the day, push certain stocks, which are the leading stocks, the stocks that push the SPY. So they're taking stock in Tesla, Amazon, Apple. I bet there's been Google purchase or two right now, and they'll close out the day. And what they're doing is they're hoping that the momentum carries forth until tomorrow. But if they see any news that happened overnight and the 10-year spikes or the US dollar spikes or something to that extent, see, I don't understand why they go so strong. I can see the trades happening right now, and they go so strong at certain times during the day. And being from that world, it just shocks me that they haven't learned, because if they just dollar cost average in like we tell, our people on Discord, first off, it makes more sense. And they're going to get better pricing, and there'd be more upward sustainable pressure, because any move that they do can get sold off within like a minute.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I've been watching the flow all day today, and it's been about 50-50, so bullish and bearish.
Okay, well, here's a good one for you, okay? So we like predictions, you and me. We're right around 375. Let's just call it 376. Let's pretend it's 376 right now. If I tell you tomorrow that the SPY is going to trade in an 8-point range, what do you think the low end will be? What do you think the high end will be?
Low end.
Again, we'll close.
You said 8-point range, right?
He's going to trade 8 points from the high to the low, and we're closing at 376.
Okay, I think we high 379.65.
379.65, which would put your low at 371.65.
Yeah, I think we can get down to 370.21, but yeah.
Okay, I'll put that off to the side.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. You tell me if you like pizza or soda or beer or whiskey or whatever. I'm going to put my prediction up too. We don't have to do another live stream. You might hate talking to me. If you like it, though, I would love to do this in a couple of weeks. We could talk about what trades we've been active. All right, let me see. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go with your 8.5-point range. We're closing at 376. I'm going on the low side then. I'm going 368.54 to 3. Wow. Yeah, I think we're having a red day tomorrow. All right, I'll go crazy. I'm going to go 376 on the high. So I think we're just having a red day tomorrow. And I'm going 368 on the low. I don't see any green tomorrow, which is so counter to the market the past couple of days, because 4 out of the last 5 days has been inflow into the SPY, inflow into the QQQ. So I'm going to say that tomorrow stops it.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be.
I'm going out on a limb here. All right. So what's your favorite? What do you like? Whiskey? I like whiskey.
I'm a tequila guy.
Tequila. Okay. That's perfect, man. We got a bunch of guys in Miami here where I am. If your prediction is more accurate than mine, and it certainly looks like it will be, because mine looks like poop, but you never know. We could have just an all red day tomorrow, and that's what I'm going for. But if you are more correct, I'm going to send you a bottle of great tequila, whatever's local down here, because I'm sure we get some from Cuba people, dude. People from Cuba, right? Yeah. Awesome. Listen, man, I appreciate you closing the market with me. It's been a blast. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas and everything like this. And hopefully we could do this again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Just hit me up, and I'm gonna have a pretty busy next couple months. But if I can find some time, I would definitely love to come join you for sure.
Yeah, man, I won't steal much of your time. So thank you everybody for joining. I was looking for certain questions on stocks and stuff like that. Didn't see it, but they seem to love Oasis and 349 together. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys later.